Good morning, Western Washington, and happy Thursday. I'm Matthew Fab with Western Washington Weather, and today we're going to take a look at the forecast for the next few days, including the atmospheric river and the now likely windstorm on the back side of that atmospheric river. So we're going to take a look at that closely. Starting here with the satellite imagery, you can see that we have some showers and some weather activity off of our coast. Not much going on around the northwest today. We're going to stay calm today and part of tomorrow, but rain will be moving in as we go into Friday night. So let's take a look at that. You can see the radar as well, just pretty quiet this morning. Some areas of drizzle across western Washington, but nothing too impactful. Now let's take a look here at the European model. You can see as we go through today, we have some potential showers around the area. We clear out by tonight. We remain dry. But as we go into tomorrow morning, we have some rain across the northwest interior and parts of the Olympic Peninsula. Some mountain snow that spreads into the lowlands by 4 p.m. or so. Get rain at times through Friday night into Saturday morning. Moderate rain there through Saturday morning as the atmospheric river starts to move in. Rain turns heavy Saturday night. The atmospheric river then pushes south over Oregon for parts of Sunday before pushing back north again Sunday morning. Continuing through Sunday evening there, we have a break in the rain Monday morning, but then take a look at this storm offshore. This thing barrels into the area, bringing more rain and mountain snow. It will actually bring the snow levels back down after the atmospheric river, and then will likely bring some strong winds to the area Monday evening into Monday night. And you can see that then pushes out of the area. Showers linger all the way through Tuesday, into Tuesday night, and that is where this run of the European model ends. So, taking a look at the atmospheric river itself, you can see as we go into Friday, European on the left, GFS on the right. You can see that we have the atmospheric river moving into the area. A little bit weak there on Friday, and then you can see the main plume of moisture pushes into the region on Saturday there, and that continues to impact the area over the next couple days, moving down toward Oregon, then pushing back up into western Washington. And then you can see both forecasts show this storm forming on the backside of the atmospheric river and then moving into Vancouver Island. Location is a little bit different on both of these, so we're going to have to watch very closely. We're going to have to watch this storm here. You can see it forming right there on the European, right here on the GFS, and we have to watch this very closely in terms of wind impacts, so stay tuned for more on that. So taking a look at rainfall totals, this is the European on the left and the GFS on the right. This is through 10 p.m. Thursday, so once all the showers will have wrapped up. And you can see that this is going to be a pretty good round of rain for the region here. The European shows western Washington getting 2 to 3.5 inches of rain, with the coast getting 4 to 5 inches of rain. The GFS shows western Washington getting 2.5 to 3.5 inches, maybe up toward 4 inches for places like the Kitsap Peninsula, with a pretty pronounced rain shadow over Whidbey Island. And then the coast getting 3 to 4 inches of rain. Notice both of these forecasts show amounts of 5 to 8 inches in the Cascades. Some of this will fall as snow, but some of this will also fall as rain, which will bring a potential for river flooding. So let's take a look here in a little bit more detail at this potential windstorm. You can see as the atmospheric river comes to an end here Monday evening, you can see this storm pushes up into Vancouver Island and then casts a strong pressure gradient across western Washington and especially along the Washington coast. Now, this has been showing up in the last few runs of the European model. If you go back one run to last night's run, you can see the storm is still there, but a little bit further offshore, and it didn't bring as much of an impact. If we go back further to yesterday afternoon's run, you can see it's a little bit closer to shore, which brings higher winds. So, and then we go to this morning's run, and while it is offshore, it's a little bit more elongated, so it does bring some of those strong winds to western Washington. So it's been showing up for the last few runs here on the European model, so it's definitely something we have to watch. Now, taking a look here at last night's run, you can see max wind gusts across western Washington. The mountains are gusting anywhere from 50 to 70 miles per hour. You can see from the Portland Metro all the way up through Seattle, gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour, 50 plus potentially on the Kitsap Peninsula, around the Seattle metro area, and then the northwest interior 50 to 60 miles per hour. Take a look at some of the Washington coast with this storm. Potential gusts of 55 to 70 miles per hour. And some forecasts are even coming in a bit stronger with it. If we go to this morning's forecast, you can see that it shows gusts near 80 to 85 miles per hour for some of the northern Washington coast. Very unlikely, but it is definitely a possibility. So I'd keep that in the back of your mind. It's not likely to happen, but it is possible. You can see the rest of the Washington coast gusting 60 to 70 miles per hour in this setup, with gusts of 50 to 55 miles per hour for most of the metro area, and then the northwest interior 55 to 65 miles per hour, and then the Willamette Valley and parts of areas from Olympia down toward Portland gusting anywhere from 45 to 55 miles per hour. So basically, this just goes to show that while this is still pretty far out, we're looking at least 5 days out right now, this is definitely in the realm of possibility for a strong windstorm after the atmospheric river, which would not be a good setup because if you think about it, we just get 2 to 3.5 inches of rain across the area. Some places like the coast get 4+ inches, and the ground is super saturated. Then you get these really strong winds, and that can really cause some tree damage. So it's definitely a scenario that we have to watch very closely. And again, remember, widespread gusts of 80+ miles per hour are really not likely, but it is interesting to see them show up in the forecast models because that does mean that the storm has the potential, if it takes the right track, to bring some very strong winds to some areas. So definitely stay tuned for the next few days for more information on this storm. I'll be talking about it in each video as we get some more information on it. So now taking a look at snow depth change. This is through Sunday night, and you can see very little snow falls in the Cascades through Sunday night because that atmospheric river brings the snow level so high. However, you can see the North Cascades there where there is a little bit of cooler air and some higher elevation. We'll get some decent amounts of snow. And then as we go through Monday, as that windstorm system moves in, you can see it does drop the snow level and bring a few inches of snow at the passes there, up toward 5 to 6 inches potentially. And some places like the North Cascades, Paradise, Mount Baker get between 9 to 24 inches. So overall, it's not going to start snowing on the passes really until the Monday system with that potential windstorm, as that brings the snow level down. Otherwise, it will be rain over the passes, contributing to the flooding threat with the high snow levels. And then you can see again with the temperatures during the atmospheric river, mountains are in the 40s. I've been talking about this for a few days. This contributes to that flooding potential because a lot of snow is going to be melting and rain is going to be falling on top of snow, which will also cause very high avalanche danger. But you can see places like Snoqualmie and Stevens Passes in the low to mid 40s, and that is definitely cause for concern when you're talking about flooding. You can see this brings temperatures in the upper 50s to parts of the Seattle metro, Tacoma area, maybe some low 60s in the foothills. And then something also to watch is that as we go into Monday there, ahead of that storm, we get highs again with the atmospheric river moving through in the upper 50s to low 60s. And this is why there is that flooding potential, because it's multiple days of these warm highs in the mountains. And then as we go past the atmospheric river, there could be a potential for some more warm temperatures, but that's something we're going to have to watch. So just again here, taking a look at the ensemble forecast from the European model, and you can see good agreement on a long period here from Saturday through Monday and potentially into Tuesday there of some elevated rainfall totals. We're looking at over an inch in a 24-hour period most likely. When you take a look at this same forecast for Snoqualmie Pass, you can see that it's 2 to 3 inches in a 24-hour period based on some of these ensemble members, and that is pretty sustained for a long period of time there, and that is going to be contributing to some of that flooding threat because you're getting a lot of rain in the mountains in not that long of a time, only a couple of days. Now I want to take a look at the wind potential here on the ensembles. You can see that the ensemble mean here for SeaTac is showing a few periods of potential wind there on Saturday evening into Sunday, and then Monday morning potentially, and then the big event there Monday night into early Tuesday morning. So the ensemble mean is up toward 40 miles per hour, and there's a decent amount of ensemble members showing 50 plus for SeaTac, so it's definitely something we have to watch. When you take a look out here at Quileute, this is out by Forks, you can see that late Saturday wind potential is shown even more there with gusts up toward 45 to 50 miles per hour. And then take a look at this storm Monday into Tuesday there with a few ensemble members showing 70 plus miles per hour and a decent amount showing 50 plus. So it's definitely something we have to watch. There is, I would say, increasing confidence that it could happen, but we still are very far out. And in terms of windstorms, I mean, it's only like 5 to 6 days out here, but that is pretty far out in terms of windstorms in the Northwest. So stay tuned for the next few days as we talk about this further. And as always, be sure to subscribe here to Western Washington Weather on YouTube and follow me on Blue Sky, on Twitter, and on the Western Washington Weather Facebook group. So thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.